I went to one in Tallahassee and one in Miami. And when I was younger, I went to the Orange Bowl one time. I got to experience it one time when I was younger. So that was that was a cool experience, and I was pretty heartbroken when they decided to take our home away from us. So, but yeah, I try to go to as many games as I can. I went to the game 2 years ago in Texas against LSU.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we lost that game. So, but so I try to get to them as much as I can. I try to go to at least 1 to 2 games a year now that I'm out of the Marines. And I live. I'm actually currently near the DC area. So, I know this year we're going to Virginia Tech and Virginia, so I'll definitely be going to those games because they're probably only like 3 to 5 hours away for each stadium. So.
Okay, good. Blacksburg is. I've always wanted to go to a game in Blacksburg, and Virginia too, just because of, I'm a history buff, so I just think it would be cool to walk around Virginia's campus. But what are your thoughts on? Obviously, 2019 was hell for us Canes fans. But what are your thoughts moving forward? Spring practice we just finished up our first week. We got Derek King, got Rhett Lashley, and obviously a lot of optimism. What are your thoughts looking forward to this year?
Yeah, it's a good question. So yeah, for me personally, like I like Manny Diaz. I think that by him firing the some of the coaches that we fired last year and brought in new personnel, I thought that within itself was already something that we haven't experienced from Al Golden era and the Richt era. They were too scared to to fire people because they were too close to people. And so I'm glad that Manny Diaz on that end has made the changes, and I really do think that he's going to be a good head coach for us. I'm really excited about Derek King coming in, and Rhett Lashley. That, like, pretty much I think everybody that we've brought in thus far is going to be. I think it's going to be different. I feel like that, like, every year, as Canes fans, we always get hyped because we're all diehard and we all want to see the Canes play. But for some reason this year, it just kind of feels a little bit different than it has in the past. I know for example, there's some seasons that going into it, like, obviously I want to be excited, but I kind of knew, like, I don't think we're going to do too well, but this year is just different. I think the culture is starting to change. And, I think that Manny Diaz is going to get us in that spot. And I'm really excited to see how that Rhett Lashley offense is going to run. I think that our guys are going to be touching the ball a lot more than we've seen in a very long time, So, I mean, I'm very excited about the class coming in and everybody. I think it's just going to be, I think we're starting to, build momentum for, to create a program like the Clemsons of the world and, the Alabamas of the world, where they just constantly get all these good players, and that's what we need, because Miami's Miami, and we have all the talent just sitting in our backyard, and we got to stop letting Clemson and all these other teams come in and just swoop up our guys. We got to keep these guys home. So I think that we're trending in the right direction on that.
So who's your prediction for MVP of the season? Are you going to go with, like, Greg Rousseau or Derek King? Maybe Cam. Cam Harris. Who you picking as MVP of the team this year?
I think this year for me it has to be Greg Rousseau. I mean, the guy's a freak. What was it last year? He came in. Was it the fourth game that he started?
It was. It wasn't until the sixth.
The sixth game. Okay, so I mean, the amount of sacks that Greg Rousseau had last year coming in the sixth game. I mean, that's incredible. I mean, that is literally incredible. And the fact that he was so productive, and I believe he was only a 3-star, and he wasn't really getting much love from a lot of people, but he's showed the world that he's a great guy, and I think he's the best. Honestly, I think if I had to pick one person on the offense or defense, I think he's the best player that we have on the entire team.
Yeah. I mean, the dude. I think Rousseau is, like, maybe. I think he's top 5 most talented Hurricanes I've seen since I've been a fan. Like, people, like, I know that we have so much history, like, in this program, but Rousseau is, like, another freakish animal.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think he'll be a top 10 pick next season. I mean, at least a first rounder. If he plays, even if he just repeats what he did last season, he should be a first rounder in the NFL draft. So
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Right. I think him and Roche, I mean, them together is. I'm just like I'm trying to like picture it in my head right now how insane that's going to be on every opposing quarterback that we have to play next year. I just it's like you can't double both of them. So somebody's getting to the quarterback. That's all I know.
Yeah. I
Definitely.
mean, this might be a little bit of hyperbole, but I was just thinking, like, what are the chances, and I'm sure they're low, what are the chances that our defensive end rotation is, like, on par with an NFL team for next season? If we have 2 first-round picks there, and then, like, Jalen Phillips, who knows how good he could be.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And just speaking of those two, and like you said, we didn't even get into Phillips and all the guys we have at depth there. So
yeah, it's our defensive ends are literally insane. But Travis, the last question we wanted to ask, and this is sports in general. We've done like our top 5 rivals of Miami, our top 3 greatest Hurricanes of all time, and this week we're talking about our sports bucket list items. So what is your top 5 like places on your sports bucket list that you want to go to? Football, basketball, baseball, doesn't matter. What are your 5 bucket list choices?
that's a good question. I don't think I put much thought into this one. Bucket list. I would say, I mean, because I'm a big NFL fan too as well. So I would say I definitely want to see. I would like to eventually go to the Oakland, or I should say, I'm sorry, the Las Vegas Raiders new stadium. I think that's going to be outstanding. So that'd be cool when that comes out. And then as far as the other two,
I know. I put you on the spot. Sorry, man.
Yeah, you did with that one. I mean, I'll just go with something more like something in the near future. Like I've never been to Blacksburg, so I've heard that's been a great experience. So I'm really excited for that one as well. And man, you got me on this one.
There's so many choices, man.
There's so many different places to go see. So
yeah,
I guess I would probably say I've never been to a Miami Heat game, so that would be nice as well. So I've been unfortunate to get to ever go to a Heat game, so I think that would just be my last one. I'll pick some easy ones.
Hey, that's not a bad choice. I love going to games in the AAA growing up. But Travis, thank you so much for coming on, man, and thank you even more for your service and everything that you've done for our country. And we can't thank you enough for everything there. So thank you, and we appreciate you so much, brother.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks you guys for having me on, and I think what you guys are doing is great, especially doing this whole new vet of the week. I think it's awesome, and it kind of makes me feel at home. I don't really see many Kings fans around here, so I definitely appreciate you guys doing this.
Yeah, of course, man. And I mean, I appreciate your service. I know Marsh does too. And dude, just thanks for tuning in and supporting us. We love having you, man.
Most definitely. Thank you guys. You guys have a great night.
All right, you too, brother.
See you, man. Go Canes.
Go Canes.
It's good stuff, man.
That was just a great way to open up the show. That like made my whole like week.
Yeah.
Like and it like when he said like when he was just stoked of what we're doing, like this whole veteran of the week thing, that made me happy. Like, cause I mean, anyone who knows me knows that like, and I said this at the beginning of the show when I was introducing this whole thing, but everyone who knows me knows that like I love the armed forces. I love everything that they stand for, and I love that they're willing to put their lives and on the line for this thing. And it's just cool to talk with fellow Canes fans who have done that. Like, and not that they're not just veterans, they're also Hurricanes fans. I remember it was the night before the UF game, and downtown Orlando was popping with Canes fans, Gators fans. There was so much going on, and me and my dad were just sitting at this place, and we ran into these two brothers, Canes fans, and one of them, I think he's a Marine, or we'll have to have him on. But yeah, my dad, like, he just, like, we just started talking with him, and they loved each other. My dad was like, "Oh, I'm coming to your wedding," and like everything like this, and it was just cool, especially for my dad, because he's a Canes fan, but he was also a Marine. So might have to get the big guy on the show one of these days.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. That'd be a great episode.
Holy crap. Okay, breaking news. This isn't football, but Rudy Gobert has tested positive for coronavirus.
Ha!
It's happening, bro. What is happening?
Dude.
What is happening?
Jeez, dude.
Holy cow.
Isn't that's so funny how he touched everything, and then
and Tom Hanks has it too.
Jeez.
Run, Forrest, run! Is that okay to joke about? Like, can I make that joke? I mean, I thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah. No, it was good. It was good.
Oh gosh. Holy crap, man. Good stuff.
Who knows what's gonna happen with this whole stuff, man? But I'll say it again, because I said it, back when he touched that. I said this is really stupid, because yeah, it might not be a big deal for guys like Rudy, or even guys like us, people that are young and healthy and vibrant and stuff. But you never know who has family members that are high risk.
Yeah.
Like my mom is someone that's high risk. She did years of chemotherapy and still just struggles. It seems like she gets some type of infection every few months. And so, like, if some dude is like trying to prove a point, doing what Rudy does, and gets me sick, and then I get my mom sick, I'm gonna have a huge problem with whoever was trying to prove a point. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
Like it will be, I will unleash a kind of hell that is much worse than the coronavirus if they get my mom sick because they have to prove some point. It's like, it's just stupid, man.
It just sucks, bro. Like it just sucks. Like, it's just putting everything on hold, and like,
yeah,
doing so many things, like, and not just sports. Like, my brother, who's like serving his mission for the church, like all these missionaries might have to be sent home. Like,
yeah,
it's just crazy. And now, I don't know if you saw. I know you're not a Heat fan, but freaking Tyler Hero. I don't even know how to pronounce his last name, but I love him so much. But he checked back into the game tonight, and the Heat went on like a huge 40-point first quarter and everything, and now we are down 8 with 4 minutes left to the Hornets. I know that was super random, but I tell you, bro, like, this team, I don't know what to do anymore, because this is Canes included, but like, this is just kind of going off on a tangent, which I know everyone who listens to loves, the old Marsh tangents. But like, sports fans, if you're a sports fan and you like a team in football and the NBA, baseball, you are in season 365 days a year,
Yeah, for sure.
And when you're an actual fan, like, when you're like I like consider myself a pretty diehard Heat fan. Been watching, since I was a kid. And so, like, it doesn't matter if it's like regular season. If the Heat lose any game, I will like lose my absolute mind. And you guys have seen it. Like, I don't take losing well at all. But I don't like, why do we do this as sports fans? Like, why do we make it so much so that I'm sure that you're same way with the Jazz, but like, why do we get ourselves so worked up over these stupid teams? Like, why do I do this to myself?
I'm with you. Like, this year, I know the Jazz are like predicted to finish in the 3rd seed. But even still, I've been so disappointed with them this year that, like, I haven't even watched a game for like 3 weeks, and I just can't even stomach talking about them. like I did this Mark Ricks last year where I just kind of zoned out, like I couldn't handle the strain